America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every night at midnight Eastern. Well, every weeknight at midnight Eastern. It's 9 Pacific for about an hour each night, where we have a conversation about guns. Got a couple of us joining tonight. We got Angelina jumping in from California. Thanks for joining.
Hello, everyone.
And I'm over here in Tulsa. I'm in Tucson, and I guess we're it tonight. So it is Monday, and according to our schedule, we talk about kind of behind the scenes stuff and the various shooting events that are coming up, along with our daily stuff. And it is episode 541, so I don't think there's anything special about that. Make your Monday. We'll have to come up with some topic there. It looks like gun channels is down, so maybe we could talk about alternatives to gun channels. What to do in gun channels is finally gone. I don't know why it's down right now. Probably a server thing, because Every Second Matters is down also, if I'm not mistaken. So that means the whole building is down. So they're probably either doing something or getting attacked or upgrading or who knows what. But usually it doesn't last more than a while. Of course, it has to happen right during the show, so that makes it frustrating. But we'll make do with the YouTube side over there. So we've got a couple people saying hello, and we're saying hello back. And there's 24 people watching. That's pretty cool. So give us some ideas for behind the scenes stuff. We'll talk about that. And then we could talk about the shooting events that are coming up. We got a couple of events coming up in the near future. The Tulsa show is coming up here at the end of this week. Did you ever think about going to Tulsa?
What'd you say? It cut out.
Did you ever think about going to Tulsa?
I've thought about it. Yeah, I kind of want to go, but I don't know. It seems like a long drive alone. I mean,
flying?
I hate flying.
I don't even know where you'd fly into. I guess Tulsa, but it's a little tiny airport. So maybe Oklahoma City and rent a car. Ugh, are you kidding me? Everything's down. So I can't even get to my calendars right now. So
we're running blind.
Yep, we're just running rogue. So I'll go to the boring calendar. I was just kind of getting a head up on gun history, so we can end the show quick. Like open it, say hello, go into gun history, end it. That's the news. That's the new
layout.
Yep. 1860, the Pony Express connects Missouri to California.
Oh, nice. They have that that museum in like Nebraska or something, isn't it?
I do not know. There's probably a couple. I bet you there's a few down along the route.
There's definitely one. I'm pretty sure it's Nebraska that I've seen. I haven't been in. Every time I go by it, it's closed.
Wow, it's kind of boring today. 1910, Alaska's Mount McKinley is the highest mountain in North America is climbed. 1910. I bet you it was climbed before that. Nobody just talked about it.
Secret climbing, ninja climbing.
A bunch of people were born today, but nobody I've ever heard of. So there's a little bit of history right in the middle of the show, or right in the beginning of the show.
Started off with some culture.
Super distracting because I keep going over and checking gun channels. All right, so that is cool. There is a monument for Pony Express here in California, Sacramento.
Oh, where? Is it in Sacramento?
What he said.
Oh, in Sac.
Figure one of the things we could do, since everybody's been out there chatting, we're like half an hour late tonight. We could chat about some of the things they were chatting about.
Okay.
So they're getting the SIG. Pickle is getting a SIG on Saturday. He had to wait the 10 days before pickup wait. So I do have to wait. So that implies that he still has to wait. So maybe he's going to purchase it on Saturday and then he'll have to wait. And then saying, sorry, you live in that place. Yep, California. Talking about the gun channels. Sitting a 32 Iron Brown next to a 40 was kind of surprised. Wasn't expecting to see that big of a difference. You ever sat a 380 next to a 40?
I haven't, but I imagine it would be pretty different.
Here's the thing. If you put two 40s or 145 next to a 380, and then you leave the room and you come back, they'll eat the 380. It'll be their food.
They'll just finish it?
Yep, it'll be gone. And then they're talking about what's going on with gun channels. We don't know. And I guess that was it. I thought there was more going on. So, oh, here we go. Nope, no, I don't know what they're talking about. Russians, aliens, and Hillary. What's going on there? But we were talking about ideas for topics. Hopefully those weren't ideas for topics.
Does anyone have any? Let's see. Cheesy acting. Oh, on the North Hollywood shootout.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, I was way back there. So there's something happening now?
Yeah, this is now. Pants says 380 is at like a 22. Pretty close. So that Pony Express thing is on Sacramento State campus.
Okay, so Lockjaw's saying after I posted that thing about the police museum, you looked into that North Hollywood thing and found a movie about it on YouTube called 44 Minutes. Yeah, I remember that movie too, and it was not good. Because it's like a drama. They're like making it into a movie. I was watching the actual helicopter footage of it, and it's pretty interesting to watch.
What year did that happen?
97.
97.
I can remember it happening, but I wasn't watching TV and watching it happen at the time, and it happened pretty quickly. It wasn't like one of those other news events that goes on for like hours and hours and hours, so people have a chance to actually see it happen live. So I remember when it happened, but I don't remember it or watching it happen.
I don't remember it happening at all.
How old were you in 97? Like 97 yet?
What?
Were you even born in 97?
Yeah, I was 12.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're a little kid.
Yeah.
Troy is asking anyone see 12 Strong. Yeah, definitely worth watching. I think we talked about that in some show the other day. Definitely
The
good.
Houston Thugs winning the Darwin Award in the car. Is that the... Have you seen that yet?
I don't usually watch stuff like that, so I have not seen that. What is it?
It's basically like, if it's what he's talking about, it's this thing on Facebook where these 3 people were streaming live in their car or something, and they're playing with a gun, and one of them like pulls it on the other one and is like playing around and says, oh, it's not loaded, but it was loaded, so they shoot him in the head. So you see him like draining out, basically. Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know.
Oh no, I would go out of my way not to watch stuff like that. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's like the new I guess the new thing circulating the internet. I did see it this morning.
Lockjaw saying crazy, all those shots fired and only the bank robbers died. That thing that I was watching, I watched 2 things. One of them was just the actual news feed, which was just the news feed. There was nothing to it except for the guy who was like narrating it or saying stuff in control of the camera, being kind of dumb about things, kind of like not technically accurate about stuff he was saying, but otherwise not. He wasn't a newscaster. I think he worked for the police, but he also wasn't calling the shots. He wasn't like directing officers or anything like that either. So he could have done a lot better job of like being helpful to the police officers on the ground. than he was because, you know, he was aware of what those bad guys were doing. But
Right.
at the time, I don't know what the deal was. Maybe they didn't want his influence because he couldn't see everything that was going on. But anyway, the other thing I watched was more of a drama or something, like trying to reenact it. And because I think the reason I started watching it was because some of the comments on the video were, I watched it live and these aren't the clothes that they were wearing. So I went to go find real footage to see if you could see what clothes they were wearing, because I don't honestly remember. That was a long time ago. And I don't think you can really tell from the helicopter footage. They just look like dark blobs because this was 97 and they didn't have great.
Right. The video wasn't awesome.
Yeah. So, and they were in shadows and stuff. But the drama one was horrible. It was horrible. They say things like, oh, it was horrible. It was made by Britain or England or somebody over in stupid Europe. Just stupid. And it was saying things like, oh, the guy was obsessed with the weapons, like one of the bad guys was obsessed with the weapons. And he sought out something that would go against the police, and he discovered that the Russians made an armor-plated bullet that could go through metal, and he imported thousands of rounds of this from Russia. I'm like, oh, it's just freaking hard to listen to. And then they showed like I guess people, you know, they came out of the bank and I guess they had robbed multiple banks. So they had gone through this before, thought they had figured it all out so there would be no police around, came out of but as they were going into the bank, some police saw them. And so by the time they came out of the bank, the police were totally ready for them. They had, you know, the area all like blocked off, and the bad guys came out into police surrounding the bank, right? So they started just opening fire, and in the process, some people were ducked down behind cop cars and got shot, like because the rounds went through the cop car, I guess. So if you go through one side of a door of a cop car and across air and then come out the other side of a cop car, there's nothing in a cop car but like a little bit thicker than a stop sign. Not even, like probably a little bit thicker than, tin can. Doors aren't that strong. So if it goes through both sides of a door and then across air and then out the other sides of a door, it could hit somebody and cause some damage. And they were playing it up as though it needed to be some kind of enhanced armor-plated bullet to be able to do all that. And
well, it's like a scare tactic, right?
Either that or just very naive and trying to make it seem like more dangerous or more, I guess, scary, but more like relevant than it actually was. But I mean, it was pretty bad. They shot something like 2,000 rounds coming out of that bank, and they're just spazzes. They were just shooting just a lot and just spraying it all over, just cover fire, keep people's heads down, and idea of come out with a lot of shock and awe, and everybody would duck down and they could get away. Just didn't work. Police didn't duck down. Police shot them from the ground and shot their legs out from under them.
Did you go to the bank?
No, I didn't. I don't really care I didn't know anything about it until I walked into that room that they would even be in there. And I like AKs, so it was interesting to see the AKs, but I don't know nothing about that bank robbery or think it's good or awesome or nothing. It just happened to be, interesting to see those firearms that close, in a museum like that I've heard about before. And then because people were commenting on the video, I went and watched the video. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have paid that much attention to the whole thing. It was just some guys that I think they'd robbed like 3 or 4 banks. It wasn't like they were, biggest criminals of the country or anything. But I guess they are responsible for some changes in firearms laws, potentially. 97. I don't know. It also happened during the assault weapons ban, especially the one in California.
I guess that just shows you that they were banned, but there they were, right?
Huh, they didn't listen.
I guess some people don't follow the laws.
Even though it was illegal.
Hopefully one day murder becomes illegal.
We can all hope. And then that way we would have a safer land.
Murder-free world.
Let's see. And yeah, Slim is saying that they didn't know much about guns because their firearms malfunctioned. They didn't know what to do. And I also read something in there or saw something in a video, I honestly don't remember, that the one bad guy. So the one bad guy was in the parking lot. He never got out of the parking lot. I think he either got shot a bunch of times and then decided to kill himself. I think is how that guy went out. And then the other guy kind of drove down the street, and he was already shot a bunch of times, but he was kind of limping along and got down the street. And I guess the car, I don't really know, but the car must have been damaged. So he gets way down the street, like blocks and blocks down the street from where they were. And police were all aware of him. He didn't get away or nothing. He was just, they weren't approaching him. And anyway, he gets to some Jeep truck, like a pickup truck made out of a Jeep. And he got his crap. He spent like an hour getting all his crap into that Jeep. And they're watching him through the helicopter and shooting at him the whole time. And he finally gets all the shit in there. And he doesn't know how to work a stick shift.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got out. And then that's where you could see the police. Like, he was behind the truck. They came in and engaged him so that he was pinned down. Basically, he couldn't do nothing, waste all his ammo. And then they eventually get down on the ground and just start wailing on his ankles. And he couldn't do nothing. He gave up.
That brings us to like a kind of a cool topic, I think, which is how many people can drive a stick shift?
Everybody. Or that's a trick question.
No, what if I can't?
Are you saying you cannot drive a stick shift?
No, I can. But I know a lot of people that can't.
That's too bad. That's bad parenting then, right?
What about in the audience? How many people in the audience can or cannot drive?
All of them in our audience can drive a stick shift.
We hope. Can you drive a stick shift?
Of course. My first car was stick.
All right.
Driving was a stick shift. And then
you have to prove it.
Run
the gauntlet. Everyone should know how to drive a stick. Pants.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess everyone does now.
Yeah. That's how you start to learn how to drive. And then you go to an automatic when you're injured or you get old or something.
I'm pretty much like the only person I ever know that, like, no one here knows how to drive a manual.
Well, that's like going to a land of little people and being like, I'm the tallest one. Like, well, it's not fair.
It's true. All right, so what else we got for show tonight? Shooting events, maybe?
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about Tulsa. That's coming up. And then let's see if Gun Channel's working yet. Oh, so there's no way to know what there's nothing else happening. If Gun Channels is down, everyone just quits doing gun stuff. I do think there is something going on the 14th of April, some sort of get together for people that like the Second Amendment or one of those amendments, and then they'll hopefully get together and.
Which one is the second one again?
Second one has something to do with officers of the Army having coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know that one.
Like, if you're an officer, you get coffee, but if you're enlisted, you only get hot chocolate or something. But see, that's the part. Is it like just the military, or like does everyone get hot chocolate? Because I feel like everyone should get hot chocolate.
Well, yeah, equal opportunities, right?
All right, so there is that march or those get-togethers, and I'm not sure how many states will end up doing that, but it's a pretty decent exercise, something worthy of looking at. Another thing that is on the event calendar is today. It's the second, so every day or every second of the month we try to get together, talk about things that we can do for the Second Amendment as activists or people that are enthusiasts for the Second Amendment, and then. I don't know. I guess Ghost had a chat earlier. Smeggy did his like updates, and then he had an open chat as well. And Dead Horse and I jumped into that one.
That was a good discussion. I listened to some of it.
It was pretty good. I feel like we solved some things.
I feel like there's no Second Amendment problem after that. It got handled.
We'll be working on the idea of having some sort of like a card, or at least some places to point people accumulating. I know I've seen some before. Dano did a really good series years ago now, where he went through this website that talks about kind of bullet points on arguments that the antis will use and how to address them with references cited to address their issues and the facts behind our positions on stuff. And then along with that, I guess, some ways to effort towards learning how to talk to people and be effective with talking to people, know when and what kind of fights to fight and when not to fight, or how to fight at least.
Yeah, I think those are definitely like important things to learn and to consider always.
Troy is saying post some pics on Instagram with the hashtag Daily Gun Show. That's a good idea. We'll be checking those out on Wednesday still.
You can send bribes in if you want to buy votes.
And the easiest way to send a bribe in is in the memo section of a very large PayPal donation, and that way we'll see it.
Yeah, just leave like your Instagram name.
Tina says, I'm going to do some blogging. Interested in what's that all about? Like tonight, right now, because we're getting bored, or like you're going to start a new project and it's going to be blogging? But I'm definitely curious. I've been thinking about it. I always wrestle with the idea of blogging. I haven't done it in a while. In fact, I haven't done it in such a while that now you can just do it with the phones. And I thought about giving it, especially if I'm going to be driving at all, to give it the real effort to, write some stuff out. I don't know if you've been watching Hosh's shows where he talks about CVs and not CVs, but ham radios, right? And he does a newsletter along with that for his Patreons, and he does it with sort of a stream of consciousness type of typing or writing, I guess, where you just use that goofy looking old fashioned weird robot typewriter and just types a bunch of stuff, and then he takes his huge list of words, puts it into a Word document and formats it. And that seems alien to me. I don't know if you've ever had to write stuff before and if you would do it in that way or not.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would like computer type it.
Yeah, like I can't handle it. I have to, especially ever since there's been word processors, right? I hated the idea of a typewriter where you'd type stuff and then you'd have to like look at it after and like, oh, the formatting's wrong. I have to type it all again. When I got a computer that would let me like adjust bullet points and move paragraphs and stuff, like that's how you type. You type all your stuff out and you can adjust it as you're typing, and if something doesn't look right. Anyway, I've never thought about doing it that crazy way he does it, but if you were to just talk into a phone, dictate into a phone, it comes out very much the same way. And I've done that before, but actually I've used it more as notes to then do like some kind of a video blog or whatever.
Were you going to say a vlog?
I was going to say a video blog, but vlog.
I don't. Is it vlog or is it vlog? Is it video blog? Vlog.
So anyway, that's what I've done it for, is just to give myself notes or ideas for that. But I've been thinking about doing it more writing, because I figure that can attract a different type of people out there, which we haven't gone after. I haven't gone after in a long time. All right, so Tina's saying, though, going back up to actually answering the question, do some blogging, been learning about the Second Amendment, so I'm guessing this is DC versus Heller. So I'm guessing that means you're going to start doing it. So yeah, I'm hoping that you'll check out gunchannels.com. Really like Gun Channels to become a multidiscipline.
Can you blog on Gun Channels? I guess you could post your blog, right?
You can definitely create a channel, and there's definitely ways to set up a channel as a blog. But yeah, you could. I wouldn't encourage someone to make Gun Channels their main place. I mean, you can if you want to, but just like anything, it's it's going to last for some amount of time on the internet and then not last on the internet. So if you want your project to last as long as you are going to be putting effort into it, I would put your project, your blog, on its own website, and then branch off into places like Facebook and Gun Channels as ways to enhance or propagate the info. But yeah, we can certainly set it up to be a blog, and if you wanted to start from there, you could. But then Tina's asking what's his channel, so I'm not sure. Is that?
I think she meant Hosh.
Yeah, he's the ham radio channel over on the Gun Channel. So when it's up and running over on the left, there's like a list of random channels that'll show up, and he'll be in that list. Oh, one of these times it's going to work when I go back over there.
One time.
Yep.
Watch, it doesn't work for like a week now.
Don't say that. You're jinxing things.
Jinxing it. Knock on wood.
It has not been down all evening. It's been down since almost when we started this show. It was working at Matt's chat like 10 minutes before the show started. But yeah, it's Hosh Nasi, and it has something to do with his name. What else do we got under shooting events?
We don't know because we don't.
Oh, no, there's other things. The gun rights policy conference is coming up later on this year. I think I put up a reminder on the 1st or 2nd of each month. So as long as YouTube keeps my channel up there, those will go out to remind people that this year it's in Chicago. They try to alternate between friendly and unfriendly areas to host it. It's put on by the Second Amendment Foundation in association with the Citizens Committee to Keep and Bear Arms. And they have been doing it now for 3 decades plus. I think this will be like 33 years or 32 or 4 or something like that years. And if you're interested in the second, this is an important year. And that's an opportunity to, for 3 days really, meet up with the movers and shakers in the boring part of keeping the Second Amendment going, not the flashy, fancy YouTubers or the people that go on TV or anything like that. But well, I guess some of them on TV. But the boring people on TV, the people that actually run these organizations, the strategists, the people that are kind of behind the scenes for the most part and know exactly what's going on. So it's inspiring to go there, and it's encouraging for them when more people show up. So especially in a place like Chicago, or outside of Chicago, I guess, more people, the better. So I always like to remind people. I'll be reminding people every single month until it happens in September, I think.
What's Chicago in September like?
Temperature wise, weather wise?
Yeah.
No idea. It's been a long, long time since I've been in that neck of the woods for a while. Probably cold and snowy and wet and
Cold
miserable.
and horrible.
Ugh. It's probably bleak. That's why they hate guns. It's miserable.
Miserable Illinois.
What it's like up in that area. All right, now they're talking about ham, soup, and beans. So, nope, soup is not food. It's water and whatever. So, I don't know what they're talking about out there.
Soup
Chicago,
is not
I guess?
food, it's water.
I'm ready. All right, well, I'm going to quit reading the chat because it's distracting, and we are going off topic of shooting events. So we were talking about the Gun Rights Policy Conference. Of course, the NRA show is coming up as well in Dallas, not too long. And then we've got the machine gun shoots. Big Sandy already happened, but the next one is the weekend after Tulsa. Something like that. The freedom-loving Americans are not allowed to say the Forbidden City's name. It's like the...
What's the Forbidden City?
Like,
Chicago?
No, Chicago. Windy City?
You mean Chicago?
All right. Well, there's no clue what's going on. Yeah, I agree. So shouldn't be watching the chats because it is distracting, and I don't know how people...
All right. So what about a member of the day?
You mean a member of gun channels that we're going to feature on this show because we try to feature a member every day?
Yes.
All right. Let's...
Who's a member we could feature?
Let's feature Raphael. So Raphael's out of Florida. He's been a member for a long time now, and I think he's exemplifies what God built gun channels for. Somebody that's interested in firearms, learning about them, sharing what he's learned, having fun with it, and then getting out there and being part of it. So he's actually on his way now, driving up to Tulsa for the 3rd time, I believe, from Florida.
Oh, nice.
He brings his dad with him. His sister shows up, and they make it a bit of a family thing. I think his dad originally was not interested at all in the firearms part, but on that first trip, they went out shooting, and I think his dad kind of got won over and really enjoyed the show and just seeing the the people. I think he's more of a people watcher type of guy than a gun person, but he really enjoyed it. And, you know, if I'm speaking for him, I think I understand the story though. And I think that's pretty cool. So now he's on his way up to check it out. And like I say, his family goes along and they have a good time and meets up with everybody and yeah, hangs out. Part of gun channels. Every once in a while he jumps in on a chat and otherwise doing his thing. I'm sure in real life when somebody says some crazy crap about guns, he's there to be like, hey, wait a minute, don't be crazy. And yeah, can't beat it. That's what it's all about.
Good pick. Definitely good. What about this this gun shop of the day? Should we look it up?
Yeah, we never heard of it before, so I'm guessing it comes from Pickle. He's up there, right? MJ Gun and Trade in Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento.
So can I find the shop or am I only going to get it on Arms List? What's up with this? So I'm going to keep looking for the shop. And I can't find it. So I guess I'll go on Facebook. Am I screen sharing yet? No.
No. Now you are.
Now I found it on the Facebook, and that's what we'll look at, I guess. So it looks like they're mostly on the Arms List. So we'll talk about that as a separate thing. But M&J Gun Trade in Sacramento, which is basically San Francisco, or it's different?
No, it's different. But that's the capital of California.
So if you draw California, it looks like a pickle, and you're down there at the belly of the pickle, and San Francisco is like in the boobs of the pickle. Then Sacramento would be like in the ribs of the pickle.
I guess Sacramento is kind of like the neck of the pickle.
Oh, it's even further up than San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So gun country, from what I'm told, the more
it's better. Yeah, it's better. Let's see what kind of prices we got on these things.
Oh, there won't be prices on Facebook. You crazy?
I think there just was on that 1911.
Okay, we'll go back. This 1911?
Yeah, we'll scroll down. Yep, right there. Look.
Oh shit!
Brand new. $7.99. What do they got above it?
Dross fee.
Gross. That's the $35. It's $25 for a new gun, $35 for a used gun. $4.99.
So I guess they can put these up there. Interesting.
Well, I noticed they say for sale by licensed firearm dealer.
Interesting. So maybe that's an agreement with them as being licensed dealers.
Maybe that's what it takes. Because it also says like they all the posts that have the gun say that little line, and then it also says like dross and everything on there. See, sales tax and dross fee apply. So
you don't see a Johnson very often. $9,000.
Pretty cool.
Even for sale is crazy. This looks interesting. Pre-64, I'd say. Pretty old.
Look at that sweet grip.
Everybody look at that and then think about it. Doing nothing is a decision. All right, so cool. So that's the shop today. It's in Sacramento.
Sacramento in the pickle boobs.
And nobody's ever been there before, except for somebody's going to say who posted it in here. Let's see. Pickle is saying it's a small shop. It might not have a website. Or maybe saying if it is, but yeah, that's probably what it is. So let's talk about that. So Arms List as their website. I mean, you can't complain. It's at least they're online, but I'm not a big fan of that. Like I say, it doesn't cost that much to get a website. What this is, when you see something like this, in my mind, that's an opportunity. If you don't already know how to build a website, figure that out. It's not that difficult. I mean, you set up a YouTube channel, you can set up a Facebook account, you can set up a website, put a little bit of effort into it. You can make it look pretty decent and, you know, compete with, you know, the look of anything that's out there, and then offer that to the shop. I mean, even if you're not trying to go in the business of it, at least it's a potential. So if you're a kid out there and you're looking for what to do, trying to impress a shop, maybe you can bring that as part of your resume to the shop and get a job there. Maybe you're an old guy and you're just looking for a shop where you can get a deal on a FFL. What do you call it? What am I trying to say? A
transfer?
Yeah. Or, you know, just you want to do it to help out. Or maybe you know what you're doing. Then, yeah, this is an opportunity. Man, that's just, I got nothing against Arms List, but a place should have a presence. Just like, you know, the difference between having a storefront and having a, you know, just a listing in a phone book or something. Like, get them out there. Give them a place to post their pictures. All right, so that's Facebook, or that's Gun Shop today. But I don't know. Do anybody have any opinions when they see a shop that's running on like Arms List or some of those other big time, I don't know what you call those, like gun platforms?
I'm with you on the whole like get a website thing. I mean, in this day and age, there's really no excuse.
Well, I guess they can say
pretty easily.
Yeah, it's so cheap. And problem is you get in with one of them distributors who gives you a website and you're like, oh, I've got their entire catalog. But I think most people see that and they know what that is. And they know the prices are going to not be competitive and they're the same stuff as everywhere else. And they're looking for something that's at least a little bit unique. So I don't think you get as much traction or as much as you think you'd get with one of those big distributors.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Did you make the AI so cleared? Yep. They make the Second Amendment sad. Is there an after lobby? Depends. If somebody wants to set one up, that'd be great. All right. Marketing and sales sucks, I suppose. Thing you can set up a website. You don't have to necessarily go full-fledged shopping cart on your website either. You can still use something like an Arms List to facilitate your transactions, but just mean when you're sending people there, like on your business card, it just looks kind of, you know.
Well, you at least have like your hours, your phone number.
Yeah, make it a hub, and if it points to an Arms List predominantly, at least you've got it there, and you can put on your business card soandso.com.
Yeah, instead of shopify.com.al/anchor/. Is that what you mean?
Well, or like Arms List / like store.57 or whatever he had there. All right, so did you see those pictures of the military supply store I sent to delete gun show? No, because we deleted them. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Jimmy looked at the emails, and Jimmy hasn't been around. I do see the emails every time I open up that one browser to go somewhere else, but it's been to go into bank accounts and do taxes, so I haven't. I've seen that the emails exist, but I haven't looked at them myself. Angelina never looks at the emails because she claims we haven't showed her the passwords or whatever.
I claim. That's what I use right now. That's my claim. So I don't have to do any work, but I still get paid.
The angle of the grip would matter. I don't think it's the angle of that grip, right? It's that they have that stupid fin on the back, and you just put it that angle because it's, I don't know, so porpoises can use it.
Well, I think they're trying to mimic like a regular, wood stock shape.
Oh, okay. Like an actual wood gun.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, like the curve of it, I guess. So it's kind of mimicking that.
Gun channels to back up. Boom.
Oh, there you go.
Raphael. Boom. Talking about a Tallahassee rights rally. Boom. And a big set of balls.
Is that what that is?
No, it's an eggplant. Disgusting.
I don't think that's an eggplant.
It's an eggplant.
It's not purple.
Flippy, not going to Tulsa. Potatoes, not going to Tulsa.
Fired.
I was checking because, oh, let's go over to the YouTube and look at a video. So, we'll be watching a video here, foam strip. So we're going to turn lights off, and you can smoke them if you got them, but there's going to be no talking and
I got him.
no sleeping. My screen sharing now? Now is it screen sharing? Now
Yep.
I'll turn the volume up, and we'll get going
So
here.
it's time for the second edition of the Gun Channel's trading cards, and we did a bunch of them for 2018. And let's bust open this deck right here. I'll have to grab a knife. And these are decks of 60, and each of the cards is separate. Get it open. There we go. So they have the multicolored G's on the back. Keep them separate from some of the other decks that we did. And you've got each card is separate.
Notice the texture is like a real playing card, not like the original ones. The first editions we did were thin, like are flat, smooth. These are textured, like linen.
So we've got different logos from the various people over on the gun channels. And there's about 10 of these that'll be going up for sale on the your website store. So if you'd like to grab 2018 deck of the Gun Channel's trading cards, they will be available. And we're getting towards the end of the deck here. And we've got a lot of people included this time. So thanks to everybody who makes Gun Channels what it is. And if you'd like to participate and help get some of these out to people, we've got the decks, 60 card decks, up on your website store. Grab one. Thanks for watching. All right, so
And that's the thing. So all of these are made to go out to people, and then that's being funded by these that are going out to people that pay for them, to buy them.
And there's two different backs, right?
Correct. So the ones that you buy are different than the ones that you can't buy, and the ones that you can't buy, you can't buy. So you might you don't know how you're going to be able to get those. There's no telling.
How you're gonna have to earn them.
Yeah, we'll get all kinds of creative ways with that, I think.
Some of us have no moral high ground, so watch out.
Yeah, it's an effort to bring the internet world of gun channels out into real life and play with it a little bit. So still up in the air and probably not going to Tulsa. More than likely not going to Tulsa, but just in case, or in assuming I'm not, I already sent off a group of stuff in a package to go to people in Tulsa, and hopefully they'll have some fun playing with that in real life. This will be the most people at one time from gun channels that I've ever got together, and hopefully they'll have some fun with that, and that'll be a way to still kind of have some fun and create new ways to play around with these internets that we like to enjoy so much. How many are currently left? I'd have to go look. Probably.
Was I the first one that bought a set?
Angelina was the first one that bought a set, and
Yeah.
I told her she didn't even have to buy any. Most of them are still left. There's only a couple that got bought. So still have an opportunity to grab them, and appreciate it. That'll pay for the ones that are going to all the people that are doing the stuff on the gun channels. All right, so we'll continue to effort towards a real set of trading cards, something more like a baseball card or a magic card or whatever, like we've had a couple of get-togethers and strategy sessions on. It's just that the amount of effort and time it would take to get into the data, right? The words and the numbers and all that, accumulating it and getting it all straight and putting it on cards and setting it up, the artwork, and then getting all that to a printer, the larger size that would be required. All that was just not in the cards, pun intended, this early in the year. So maybe later on, once we can get our collective shit together, and one of our goals will be to bring somebody like Jimmy on board full-time with gun channels, then we can put some real effort into a project like that and come up with a real deck. But this will be our second preliminary deck, or whatever we're calling it.
But things in miniature are super awesome. So you should totally get these.
If you buy a deck, it'll still be sealed in plastic. I only opened that one, so to show people.
Oh, so they came like wrapped, made as a deck?
Oh yeah, I bought 12 separate decks. All the other ones are separate for other people to do their own business with. So the ones that you'll buy are sets of 60 in a wrapper that no one's ever touched. No human has ever touched, just the robots that create.
What if they're half human, half robot?
We don't allow any cyborgs to work on our equipment. I don't like their blood on it, or I don't trust them. A robot, you can still trust because they have to be programmed. A cyborg is rogue. You never know what a cyborg's thinking because of the
Absolutely.
because of the brain in them. Well, I know a lot of people are distracted because Gun Channel's working again, so they're running all around seeing what's on Gun Channels. I think we could probably talk about history already. We could talk about what's going on over on the channels tomorrow. It'll be Tuesday, so that means they'll probably do early watch in the morning. And Jimmy is not going to Tulsa either, so I'm sure he'll be around. Tony is going to Tulsa, so I don't know if he'll be around or when he's leaving. That'll be an exciting adventure for everyone to listen tomorrow and find out. Then sometime in the afternoons, usually Knives or one of the others will run some sort of a chaotic lobby chat. Anything could happen in. Then you get into your, it's tomorrow Tuesday already? Tuesday shows, which are listed on the schedule. And anybody can look at that by clicking at the schedule at the top right of their screen. And then you'll know what's on. I think it's Ghost and Smeggy and Night Strike and Rick and us and maybe other people.
Maybe.
We'll be back here. There's a chance that I will finish taxes and actually have a chance to work on this show, in which case one of these days we'll have a formula again. I think it's going to be more of a single thing. I'm liking that more and more. I do think about it every once in a while. I just don't ever have a chance to like go in and write it down. But I'm liking the idea of just the kind of like single topic a day and keeping a conversation going. I think you've been amenable to that. We'll see who else we can keep going with the on the regular as a host, and then we will proceed on from there to do our thing.
That's how it goes.
You want me to? I don't know what they're doing out there now. So
spare your eyes.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Ruining the chat. Now the chat's not child friendly anymore. It's weird. So with that, I think we'll wrap it on up. We will see you next time, or see you back here same time tomorrow. Did you want to plug anything? You got any things going on?
I will plug some things. I will plug buy some patches and stuff at Owl and Anchor.
You have stickers now, so if somebody was, let's say, doing something, they wanted to say thank you to somebody, they could get stickers from you that cost less than $1.
Yeah, 50 of them for only $25.
That sounds like 50 cents a piece.
Sounds like 50 cents a piece.
It's pretty good. I've seen them, so yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and also you also saw all the patches that I have, so buying patches would be cool.
That's sad to think of the burden that's on this poor girl, worried about all these patches that aren't selling.
They need forever homes.
So anyway, yeah, check those out at Owl and Anchor, and I don't know. It seems like every time you order something from her, other stuff happens. It'll be in there too. So
it's true. Yeah. See what happens.
All right. Well, with that, we'll see you next time. Why do I keep saying that? We'll see you at the same time tomorrow, and yeah, come up with a better ending maybe.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.